Hello everyone and welcome to another Age of Empires 2 game. Today I'm playing a friendly game against some guys off my Minecraft server. And we're playing on Age of Forgotten Empires. Finally, we're here. It's here. It's been here for a while now actually, by the time I've uploaded this. So yeah, enjoying the widescreen for a start. Got the nice screen resolutions, which has been long awaited. So today, as I said, friendly with some guys from the server, and decidedly these guys were less experienced than myself. So we made it a 3v1, which wasn't unfair. Dayden is joining us today for the first time. He hadn't played Age of Empires before this. Chaos Knight had played a single game, as he saw last time. This is sort of a continuation of that match we had, which sadly crashed on us. And it was also Junethorn coming back from that as well, a little bit more experienced than the other two players. So we'll see how this pans out. Civ-wise, I went random, and I believe I got the Koreans. Bring it back down to normal speed. Over here, Chaos Knight has taken the Incas, one of the new races, obviously, in the Forgotten Empires, so we'll see what they'd like to play. Junethorn has pulled the Persians, so that's a nice race, the extra building bonus. And over here we have the Chinese from Dayton, who is playing his first ever Age of Empires 2 game, so we'll see how he gets along with this. And we'll see how the game pans out as well. So, for those of you who are sort of experienced with the Age of Empires 2 show matches and whatnot, you'll have thinking, hang on, what the fuck is going on here? There's a mill up. That's not normal. But actually, it's all part of this sort of new strat, if you like, which there's it's a tech called hunting dogs, I believe it's called. And basically, what that means is you gather food from hunted animals, including sheep. I think it's percentage faster. Hang on, if I just find the tech tree, can I have a quick look. Doc. Village town center. Yeah, hunting dogs here. 25% faster. Also from shortfish as well. So that's 25% faster. So the idea of that, obviously, you get more food in and you get a faster feudal time, or you can get that higher villager pop and you can go into the feudal age with a bit extra food than you normally would. So that's the logic now behind placing your mill early in the game, getting that 25% gather bonus on the food, which does change things a bit. It's a different way to go, and we can see here Chaos Knight has done the same. He's not started his sheep yet. He's going for the forage bushes. It's a beginner's not mistake, but beginner tactic. And he's also thrown a farm up early. Got some guys in the wood. Junethorn, he's happily getting through his sheep pretty quick. As we hit that 7-minute mark, he's not gone for his boars. I've got both my boars in at this point, so I've done with the boars onto the forage bushes, and scouting here. Junethorn's scout now coming. He's hit my town centre early, so that's good because I've not scouted any of mine yet. And Junethorn, actually, if we just quickly change his view a second, put his Fugger 4 in, he's done his town centre and then gone straight away. But I've actually spotted that scout there, so he's going to lose that. So he's out scout, which is pretty unfortunate. Got Chaos Knight over here, go for the boar now, and let's see how he does with this. He actually fails to get, if I remember. I might have, yeah, I did miss the bit earlier, which I apologise for, but he's gone for it once and he lost a villager and his scout to it, which is a very heavy loss early in this game. Not quite getting the boar hunting sorted yet. Needs to learn the kite. It's free. 2 hits and a run, and obviously you need your extra villagers at town centre to pick that off. Dayden, we did mention, I think we're on the mumble at the same time, it's friendly games, so we're trying to give each other advice on how to play and such. So we were talking about boars. I think Dayden does something similar, in which I think he went there for a boar with his scout as well. So making them scout using the scouts instead of kiting with the villagers, but beginners mistakes, and that's how you learn from them. Uniform's still not gone for his boars yet. He's actually gone fairly heavy on the wood, so we could be seeing some skirmishes from him. Any sign of a feudal? Not just yet. With the 10-minute mark north of me, though I do have the resources, so got a couple of villagers in the town centre. Probably going to see the feudal come after that. 23 pops. It's quite a high pop, but the extra food there is going to mean getting scouts out. I think too problematic if I decide to rush, and it also means I can pump out all the research I want at the start of the feudal and grab some villagers. So not terrible, and we should see that feudal tech coming along now. So yeah, that's a feudal for me. Juniform not doing the feudal yet, and he's the one to watch on the second team. He is the more experienced of the other two players. That said, he's not too far behind there, and we are seeing his feudal age coming now, just literally a minute after mine, and also not Zayden, sorry, but Chaos Knight's feudal coming as well. And he's seen me hit the feudal, and he's hit his feudal as well, deciding that's time to go up. Dayden, bless him. I was talking to Dayden on the mumble through this, and it was his first game, as I said, and I said to him, keep that town centre busy, keep making villages. So if we look here at his queue, he's always got that one villager in the queue, despite being really close on his wood, and despite having 28 villager pop. Um, Now, what I didn't mention is that he couldn't research age up until his queue had finished. So we actually, it is actually kept so Dayton for following the advice and keeping his house center busy. Um, and I think he actually gets something ridiculous like 36 pop before he hits feudal. But anyway, let's see what else is going on. So his uniform now, he's still quite heavy on the wood here, and look at this wall off. This positioning is beautiful here. He's got this lovely line of houses, his town centre, and then he's got his mill behind that and his lumber camp behind that. Like, there is no way this is getting raided. No way at all. He can put another house here if he wants and have all his villagers in this corner. If I decide to like tower here or something, his mill and any villagers around are completely safe. Anything has to come around this town centre. So the only target there is his gold, and that is a really strong position there. If we actually look at my fog of war, I've not actually scouted anyone yet, so rushing isn't going to be happening because I've just not seen anyone, and there's no point rushing if you don't know where your enemy is and you've not scouted their base properly. On the other team as well, actually, if we remember, they've all lost their scouts, so their scouting is very limited. Junithorn has discovered the base. Dayden's only got his area around his, and the same for Chaos Knight. So they want to be pumping out some scouts or something, or some units and get scouting. Despite that, Chaos Knight he's thrown up a barracks. He's got a couple militia out. Very aware of the rush. I think that was the big sort of fear from sort of previous games we've had, like smaller like practice games or some 1v1s, is the rush, and it's a big throw for new players. I know it's a throw for me. If someone rushes me, I'm getting a little bit more used to it, but I know it's still like a, oh shit, got to do something about this. So the main thing in these guys' mind was start being rushed, and as we can see, we've got watchtower, watchtowers, outposts coming up. We've got barracks coming up very early, making that it's just giving you that sort of protection and something to instantly counter the rush when it comes. And especially with Chaos Base, actually, his layout isn't as good because his wood is a little bit isolated, and his gold on top of this hill up here as well. So quite a distant transit. We've got Patrick Unithorn, who's got all of his stuff really nice positioning and nice to wall off. And in fact, he's putting a watchtower up there as well. He's got to the rush, and he's got his barracks and an archery range as well. So we could be seeing a rush from him. He can get the archers out. He's got skirmishers. He's got wood, a lot of wood, and he's got some gold as well. So it's going to be archers or skirmishers. Dayden has got some militia out now, and he looks to be doing, what is he doing with these guys? He's doing a bit of scouting, I think. He's going to send some guys off, and he is sending this villager over to the ping point, actually, by the looks of things. So he might be going for a forward, which is pretty ballsy for the first Age of Empires game. Kudos to him from walling off here. We spoke about the wall off, if I remember, so he's gone for the literal wall off. Nothing wrong with that at all. He's getting some villager harassment over here. And finally picked up these sheep as well, which should have been scouted earlier. But never mind to that. Really heavy on the wood, so he's looking to support those farms that he's got going, which isn't terrible. It's not bad economy. I too have gone for the wall off, knowing that I've got 3 opponents and not knowing where they are. I've gone for the defensive approach, so I've got this nice wall off here with the palisade. Probably could have done a better job. Probably should have walled here instead and down here, get the stone inside, but it's not too bad. Got the line coming up here, market, just that wall to plug the gap there, housing, archers, and again around here, blacksmith, house, barracks, so you can see where this is going. I've also made a bit of a bold move here, and I've put my gold initially right out here, and if we just flip my flag of war on, so I've started to get scouting. I actually found Uniform just now. Still a little bit harassed, but no, I can't do anything really, so I'm going to be getting out there. Got 1 villager off though, so that's pretty nice, just for the single scout. But yeah, I've put my guard out here. The reason for that being is knowing that if these guys do come up with forwards and I'm facing 3 forwards, then I'm going to be forced back onto this gold near my base. So to be able to get this gold that's away from the main area early on is a good tactical advantage, but it does leave these guys open to rushing. So a wall around here wouldn't have been a bad idea, but with the Ghost Lake, it makes it very difficult. And again, that makes it more difficult to wall off here as well, because I'm very close to the Ghost Lake. I've got the outpost here, so I've got a bit of an early warning system. I know outposts aren't that frequently used, but in a map like this, I felt with 3 potential opponents, having just a little bit of early warning on a direction of attack and where I can quickly wall off if need to is going to make all the difference. And I think that's probably logic as well behind these guys here as well. They've got these outposts here, probably a little bit too far in. In fact, this one's definitely too far in. Could have probably put it out here next to the Ghost Lake. Same for this one, but equally not bad. Skirmishes here from Junifor now, complement with the watchtower. He's walling off here as well. By the looks of it, he's going to probably close that up. Daden not expending his wall. He's got a lot of militia. Forward villager potentially. Probably should heal that guy up. Or just grab a new villager. Probably grab a new villager. But he's doing nicely. He's got some good economy, and the scores aren't that divided at this point. If you see here, it's only sort of 500 difference between myself and Junithorn. Bearing in mind they haven't got any scouting, so that's probably going to make the difference there. And the other guys as well within the team, there's only about 200 point difference. So at this point, everyone's doing really well. And we'll speed it up a little bit. As we see now, we've got some movement across the map here. And the wall off is just about complete around the front here, so that makes that pretty unattackable. So I've only got this side here to finish, and this side down here. Probably should wall off there. And as I said earlier, I'm going to expand a little bit, so I'm going to get the stone wall up around here. Got the stone miner on that for that. Not really seeing any particular direction of a tactic just yet, sort of seeing what my opponent's making, so pretty heavy on the food, getting the lumber to support that. Could be seeing a castle around now actually. Yep. If I picked it, I've got a Castle Age defense coming. Chaos Knight arriving now at my base, so he's going to do something with these guys. And Juniform as well, also on the Castle Age, so that's 2 of them coming up. Go for the outpost, not a good choice because that obviously alerts me to the force. I'm going to get that really annoying sound which tells me I'm being attacked. So look, okay, I've got Spearman and Militia, I need to counter with archery range, and actually already got an archery range up, yeah, so we can probably see some units coming out that soon. Also gives me time to finish these walls, and it means I can divert more villagers, and in fact, yeah, there goes a watchtower in case he decides to attack this front here. So that's the mistake made there. Should be scouting a bit more over. Juniform hitting the Castle Age first there, that's really good for him. Daden in the feudal now, and Chaos Knight also on the feudal, still no advance coming from those guys. And we actually look at the fog of war here. There isn't any scouting around my base at all, and one of the key parts of rushing is knowing where your opponent's resources is. You cannot rush unless you know the layout. So these guys should have sensible scouts around, but luckily for him there is a hole there, and that is my mistake as well. So in walk the full amount, and the lumber camp gets attacked, and I think that's them on default actually. And yeah, sure enough, they're going for the villagers now. So probably gonna get that one villager and maybe get the second one as well. And archers are out now. If these guys hadn't made that attack now, I wouldn't. This would be my first response. I wouldn't have already had any archers. And that minute or so, just give me the time. Watchtower's up now as well, and I've just hit Castle Age as well, which means I get upgraded to guard towers, the Koreans, the automatic upgrades. And these guys are now getting lost in that. Over here though, however, Daden's coming with his militia and he's harassing this gold, which is already half gone, but all these villagers now got a very long run back to any save point, and I'm busy being harassed over here, so that's a really good, well-timed attack there by the 2 of these guys. I'm surprised I'm not seeing Juniform actually, with his massive skirmishes. This could really be doing some damage if he was in here as well now. The 3 rushes combined would really be difficult, especially as I'm countering with archers. Skirmishes make mincemeat of those. So Daden's done this, not microed his guys back over to these villages sadly, which, Daden, come back, come and kill my villagers, that makes me really sad. And we're seeing knights now from me, I've finally got the knights out, and these guys, not any upgrades, they're going to be taken care of pretty quickly. Chaos Knight now hitting the Castle Age, you can see up there. Daden is not castling just yet, he's a little bit slow on the castle, that's fine. As I said, first game, doing really well, got some nice economy going at home. And he is rushing as well, so yeah, hats up to Daden there. Chaos Knight, he's got a lot of towers up now, he's Has he got quite a couple of guys on stone, a couple in gold? Probably could do some more villagers if we just look at the village account here. Chaos Knight, only 27 pop, which is pretty low compared to Dayton with his 57 pop. Quite a decent number of those villagers. Too many idle villagers though, but again, easy mistake to make early on. Says me there with my 6 idle villagers, possibly because they're under attack. But 49 pop, that's not even the highest pop in Junithorn at 51, so everyone roughly around the same place except for Chaos, who is lacking behind a little bit on the pop. And if we good, press right buttons, that is reflecting on total scores there at this point in time. So Juniform now finally moving out with these guys, but it's a little bit late because Chaos Knight's lost all his military already, and Dayton's sort of finished rush here on the gold, so it's sort of coming in waves for me, which is pretty manageable. These guys walking through the... Not walking through the gate here, there's a gap in the wall, probably should do something about that. And... Yep, there we go, that's the wall off there, finished. Forgetting about this bit, and I'll tell you now actually, this bit stays open the entire game, no one scouts it, no one walks through it, and it's kind of painful. Going on the counter arrest now as well, sending some knights over to Chaos Knight's base. Not done any scouting particularly, but leaving the towers, just going to take the towers out, there's no murder holes. So that's going on there. No, I'm sending these knights out as well to deal with Dayton down here, but I think my scout then spots the huge amount of units there, so we'll see what happens with that if we fuck all 4 off. They're now coming in, and they've reached this front. And again, let's have a look at this actually. Fog 4 on, again, not scouted the base, and that's kind of critical. Again, not picking the best spot, taking out the market, high HP building, and it's going to take a while to break down, whereas around here, there's a gap here at the back, and there's a gap here into a palisade, which is obviously a lot easier than breaking through these buildings. So, got all this time now to sit back and spit some units out. I know there's skirmishes which will fall easily to knights, so I'm going heavy into the knights. Once again, blocking arrow there for my guard tower and for any archers that I've got the thumb readings of the archers. So that's not going to be much of an issue for me, as we see here as I speed this up. These skirmishers aren't doing anything, they're just getting killed off slowly, and then the knights come out and just decimate these guys, and that is a huge waste of units. Didn't do anything there, that's a really horrible trade-off. So a little bit of scouting there would have made a lot easier work of that. Dayton finally hitting his castle age. I've only got my second town centre up, a little bit slow, probably should have had that earlier, but I was being rushed and doing some counter rushing as well, so that's what was going on there. And as we see, Knight's going back off to Chaos Knight now, who is walling. He's seen damage coming in, but he's got a big area to wall, and it's going to be a little bit difficult. Dayton sending some more troops out. Again, after Junithorns, it's coming in waves. This is where the coordination sort of breaks down a little bit, and there's not as much pressure because it's coming in these manageable waves. Chaos Knight fending off the rush here from these knights, so that's great. And over here, Junithorns quite successfully walled off, and I finally find out about, well, this is gone now, but we get around here and we have some villagers. That's one villager, 2 villagers, 3 villagers, 4 villagers, 5 villagers, 6 villagers, and then the massive spearmen come and chase them out. So these guys are like, nope, we're dealing with that. And sort of the manacles, and we see these. So I know there's a massive spearman. So cavalry archers, again, it's all about game of counters. Also got the monks out here as now. Now I got the wall off, and this is psychological warfare here. This guy, he alone isn't going to stop this, but that sound of the conversion is terrifying. So, I hate it. If I hear a monk, I'm immediately like, where's that monk? Where's that monk? And hopefully it's having the same effect on these guys. And they are forced out as the archers do it, and we repair this house here. And men at arms out there as well, did an okay job. No upgrades on Dayton's troops, and that's something Dayton, next time you play this, grab a blacksmith, my friend, and get some upgrades on these guys, because that persists through the entire game sadly. So, not so great there, but not terrible. As I said, first game, so he's doing really well actually, and he's keeping himself up on the scores, he's doing really nicely. Chaos Knight's been shaken a little bit by the rush, that's put him off. And we got some more troops now. We've got cavalry archers, spearmen, and men-at-arms. Probably should upgrade these guys if they're going to be using them, but we've got a lot of troops in here to counter, and there's no consistency. If these guys are all attacking at once now as well, and Chaos Knights guys are involved, this will be a lot more damaging, but it's all manageable. One, and I've actually got my third town centre up now. And this is where the points difference really starts to show as well. It's the difference between having 3 town centres, the difference between having 1, and keeping pumping the villages out. And if we look at my pop there, 88 pop and going up. Junithorn's 84, but that is mostly military units. If you look there, that is a lot of military units. 40, about 50 of those is military. So very low villager pop. Dayton 62. Again, quite a few military units, so he's probably actually doing the best out of 3. Chaos Knight, very low, only 40. That's 250 pop in Forgotten Empires, 250, that's massive. You can have literally 200 villages. I'm still sticking with 110 as a target goal for villager count, but yeah, that's what the aim should be. Spit out those villages, and that's your castle age sorted, because then you're just getting resources to the point you can just spam troops, and we'll see that happen actually. This is a very classic game here, because I have to I'll make villagers like 10 to 12 on each resource and keep it at that. Which does work in lower end games, or if you get a rush successful, but in a sort of game like this, where it's going to be going on for a while, you need to have that villager count. And if we swap back over to myself here, we can see the resources stacking up here. We see that's a food count, and we'll probably see an Imperial coming soon if we get a free town centre. That's still busy pumping stuff out. This one pumping guys out. This one's free. Probably could pop here. 124 pop, largely villagers. Probably about 80 villager pop. We're sending a raid here of cavalry archers, and spotting all this, knowing what's going to come, losing all the cavalry archers there actually. Apart from one, the one that got away. On 2 health. What a hero. Get the sheep, There we go, beautiful. So yeah, I think very well he's got all this in place now. And now actually moving these guys out, hopefully we're actually seeing something happening with these guys, as we should. We've got the attack here on this gold mine, quickly walled off. And with a guard tower up, but it's not going to save them, there's a lot of troops there. So that's a good move by Dayton. Never realising he's not going to penetrate this main base on his saying there's a castle up here now as well, holding this off. And saying, okay, well, I'll take out your gold. And that's what he should be doing. And these guys, they're going to be forced to retreat, or they're going to die. And I think they die. Fight to the death. But yeah, if we come back to the scouting point, and I believe they've got the cartography now, as you can see. Still not scouted around the sides, and this is really in fact this is the crux point of the game here. It's where the fight is fought, and this huge army here. I mean, if we turn the fog of war off, sorry, fog of war off, there isn't anything to repel this. There's two cavalry archers, a few crossbowmen, a couple of mangonels, and some monks. This is huge. If these guys came around the side. Double wall here now, by the way, double wall. If these guys came around here, or around here, and just popped through with these guys and this, and, you know, the combined forces would just be overwhelming. But instead, they're sitting there, and not only are they sitting right in a thing, attacking on a point, it's actually my fog of war, so I know entirely what's going on here. And I'm bricking it, but that sparks this back here, and this is the Longswordsman to champion push, which is the turning point in this match. So I think, with a little hindsight here, the key points for the guys facing me to work on is coordination of the rushes and a better villager pop, getting the extra town centres pumping out loads more villagers, and that will really see a difference. Because there's a lot of times here where it could have gone the other way. I'm not the most experienced player, and there's certainly points where a rush in the right place would have seen the end of me, and that's my mistake, and that's what I need to work on. It's making sure I have my bases covered and being a little bit more careful with my walling and military pops. Probably should have rushed as well, but I was perhaps not scouting well enough. So it's just learning from the mistakes in the game and getting it. Again, this here, not doing anything, just sort of revealing position. Could be getting some harass on. And these guys are now going to go build a forward over here. And this is a good counter here to draw back any forces. Gonna steal a gold as well, knowing the gold's going to be important in this game. And these guys are all going to go on that. And we're now with champions. We're now getting plate mail. Good all-round counter. Outcome the scouts to deal with these onagers. Dismantling 1, 2, 3, 4. All of onagers gone, and we now have all the forces here. We've got swarm elephants, we've got crossbowmen, we've got pikemen. This should kill me right now. This should be doing some serious damage. However, the waiting around has meant the opportunity for attack has been lost, and I've now actually got these guys rushing in. I've got some cavaliers rushing in. Just going for the only town centre. That harass is going to be critical. Siege workshop, going to hopefully get rid of this front here. Start to make champions as well. Actually, autoing this really badly. I should be making a hole in this palisade. Some pretty bad auto, but I'm sort of concerned about this. Incredible army. Space split. Look at the infantry counts slowly climbing up, and the resources not really touched. Got the point now. The villager pop is that high, and that well supported. That it's not going to be an issue for me. And out they come to face the armies of Isengard and Mordor combined. Here come the last alliance to do the damage. And if we look at here, Junithorn's having trouble at home, and he's probably like, well, this attack needs to win, or I'm not going to be in the game anymore, guys. So the trebuchets are unpacking here now. Take up this. Villagers, go mine some gold. Go on. Here we are. Here's the big fight, and the onagers coming in here. These are going to be crucial to the how this pans out. Obviously outnumbered here, probably outgunned a little. These mangonels, oh, the friendly fire there. Chaos Knight is brutalising his own men. I think he's realised that moving out. But these onagers, look here, so controlled fire into the depths of the enemy lines, and they're really cutting out the swabs of the units here. These are doing the real damage. I'm gonna actually, I'm just going to turn the sound down actually. It's a little bit loud. We'll pop that down a tad. There we go. Much better. So yeah, it's taking out the swaths of units at the back. One down now, but these siege onagers are pretty brutal, and the damage has been done, as we can see. And it's going to be a close call now, but the main force is dismantled, and there's not a lot the remaining troops could do in terms of raiding, because there's enough, just to hold it off, really. Trebuchets unpacking, taking out this, and I come back to it again, but the key point would have been to, one, when you bring your troops up, make the attack, and two, place it in the right area. Rush around the side would have been pretty critical. And taking that economy would have made a big difference. This castle's down now. Still not punched a hole here. Really annoying myself with that, but there's damage done there. Got these trebuchets. Got a couple of war elephants coming out still. Still more units from Daden. Chaos Knight is kind of out now, but he's nicely walled off. He can defend himself, but it's not really going to be enough because the point difference has really climbed now with the economy. And we can see here these champions are finishing up. And moving on to the trebuchets, which are the last real threat, and that's 1, 2, 3, 4 down. And enough converted, and Junithorn has resigned there. He has said GG. The town centre is pretty messed up. He's got these trebuchets taking out his castles, and his army is depleted. So that is it. That was GG there from Junithorn. Sadly left, but as I said, I've pointed it out again. I won't say it again, but it's all about the rush and all about the town centres. So we'll see how this plays out, because there's still a bit of game left, and it's just spamming champions. If you look at the resources here, really not struggling. So many resources and so many villagers, and that's what's keeping it afloat. If we look at the economy here, 41 farmers, 14 gold miners, 31 lumberjacks. Sorry, my throat's getting a little bit horse, but yeah, these trebuchets coming in out of Dayton's base, going to be taking out some stuff. Dayton's put up a really nice game here with his units. As was Chaos Knight, actually, that said. I was kind of sad for that effective attack there. It was a big turning point. And Dayton's still a decent sized army here, actually. He's got a lot of knights, a lot of cav archers, and camels as well. He's got an effective force at hand, so he could do something like that. So he's potentially an enemy, but that castle's going down. No amount of villagers repairing it's going to save it, sadly. Trebuchet's not getting harassed at all, so that's going to go down for sure. And there we go. So they're just left there to dismantle until they finally get taken out themselves, but the damage has been done. And again, another mass exodus of champions here. These champions fully upgraded, 13 plus 2, 1 plus 3, 1 plus 4. No upgrades on Dayton's units. I feel that's where he's been let down, and this is that his he didn't find the blacksmith in this game. So that's a little bit sad for him. Hopefully next time. But he's rolled up nicely here, and he's realising there's an attack coming in, but it's a little late as the champions roll in. And over here as well, starting to make a punch on Chaos Knight's base. Against these locked gates, lots of towers for Chaos Knight, really good defensive style actually. This insect gate, very clever. Making sure there's a lot of attack. Castle here as well. So he's nicely set up, so I go for the side gate instead actually. Brought Siege Honor along, and Siege Honor as well. All these troops here, they're just going to get shat on. As we see, so many dead in those 2 Honor hits there, and just these Arbalists here. Ooh, they're pretty much gone. Over here, castle going down to these champions. Army dismantled. More coming in from this side as well. Got some halberdiers actually counter the cavalry of Dayton. Champions are in, and the towers start falling. The town centre is out. The only town centre that is as well. So it's not looking good. Castle starting to fall. Dayton being the last man standing here, but the champions are and the halberdiers are cutting out the sides bits, and the town centre is still there. And we see the halberdiers stacking up here to take that out, but it's just a demolition game now. Chaos Knight's down there, Dayton. Howl's up to everyone, and yep, this is the GG. Chaos Knight hasn't properly GG'd yet. He's just waiting on it, and here's the real exodus of champions halberdiers coming into Dayton's base. No upgrades. He's just realised GG, and Dayton and Chaos Knight finally leave. But so there you have it. That's the 3v1 there. Dayton, Chaos Knight, rather inexperienced. Thorn, a little bit more experienced, but still not quite on the same level of experience as me. Good game. I really enjoyed it. It's probably one of the funnest games I've played. It's good to play with some friends, and I felt that was fairly evenly matched. Not really much more to say than that. I mean, I went through the sort of critical points in the game. So my bad scouting meant I didn't get a rush on earlier, which could have led to an earlier finish in this game. And the lack of scouting of my base and the coordination of the attacks was the letting down point of this team here. But I think we're all up for a rematch at some point, so I'll upload that, and hopefully there'll be a different outcome. We might also see another couple of players join the game, so we might see some different teams. We might see a three-way battle going on, so we'll see how that pans out. Let's look at that before we call this one a day. We see here the total score. That difference really came in the late Castle Imperial Age when the town centre split, because before that we were fairly even. If we look at the economy, this is really showing here in the resources collected on these 3 main ones, not so much the stone. Just a sheer difference meant the troops could be pumped out, and that here is seeing in the units killed in the largest army just towards the end of the game, really. Tech-wise, very good feudal times. Everyone roughly cutting the same point. Dayton, not because of the town centre upgrade thing I was talked about earlier. But some nice feudal times. There are faster ones, but these are pretty good. Castle Age, Shunathon taking the first Castle Age, so GG to him there, very good. And again, the other guys not being very far behind at all. Imperial Age all roughly at the same time as well. So yeah, all in all, pretty nice. Exploration here, Hey, that's something we talked about, so that's something to work on for the guys next time. And the research that's more to do with the resources from the extra town centers. If we look here as well, the relics as well. Well, single relic helped a little bit there, but the villager high is what we we're interested in. And as I said, I was aiming for 110, I got 98, so it wasn't quite there. But the difference was enough in this game, particularly 3 times more than some of the other guys. So that's where the difference really came in. And this actually shows on the timeline. So we got the light blue, or the light color being the villagers, and the dark being the military. And as we can see here, the light colors are fairly even until about here, and the blue spasm here really taking over, and then we get the military come in as well. So that's all how it panned out. Um, and yeah, hopefully next time the guys can take some tips from this game. I can hopefully improve my game as well, and we should have another interesting fight in our hands. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you again next time.